No,
So
sir.
to those who are not in class on Tuesday, Kia, I think thank you, sir, there, then you left earlier. You need to be aware that the F3 is going to be in form of a presentation. So it's not a written assignment. So if you procrastinate, then you are going to be in deep trouble because you do not have that week period to submit. By the 16th of September, you guys must be done with the presentation because you are going to present at Flume. So I want to emphasize that. I want to hear stories at the beginning of mid-September, you guys saying that you are not ready to present. So that's what I need to raise with you guys. Kia, the second one, how are you? Not the short one. I see you just got in. Can you hear me, Kia?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Are you well?
I'm good. Yes, doing right.
Fantastic. Thank you. So you had your hand up. Let's hear what you want to say. TK.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so I understand I wasn't in class yesterday. Nah.
It wasn't yesterday. Yesterday we were on holiday, but I get you Tuesday.
No, sir, I wasn't on the holiday. So, according to the way I read the brief, nah. So from question 1 to the last question, we have to do the presentation or only the last part of the question is whereby we have to do the presentation. Not question 1. Not question 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know how many questions we have there. But on which question do we have to do the presentation? Because I think those are the questions that need written answers. According to my perspective, I don't know.
Okay, before I respond to you, can someone respond to Tanki? So what you guys think about this assignment? Kian Tati and Lesedi, you were there in class on Tuesday. What do you guys think about this presentation? How are you going to do it?
So the whole assignment from the first to the last question, those are the things that you are going to be presenting. So you are going to answer as if it's a written assignment because that's what we need to submit on core campus. But you need to have a presentation on everything that you've answered on all the questions. So not necessarily presenting your answers, but yes, presenting your answers, but in a form of a presentation, like you're letting people know about the specific thing that we are supposed to be answering questions on.
Thank you.
Did you get that? Thank you, sir.
Yes, I did say thank you.
So you are going to develop a digital marketing strategy. I'm just trying to open the brief so that you guys don't get lost. So you are going to develop an idea on how a single punch needs to raise awareness in responsible drinking. So in coming up with that idea, you then need to answer those questions. You are not answering those questions in the same way you would answer an assignment, but your presentation must somehow respond to all the tasks that are given there. So I'm quickly going to go back. Let me go to the assignment. Teams. Share screen. For some reasons, it's not allowing me to do that. But if you go to the assignment, Tankiso, as Lesedi has illustrated, you are given a brief. And on that brief, you are given a task, and that task is split into many components that you need to answer. So you are not going to say, now I'm going to answer task 1. Now I'm going to answer task 2. No, every component of your presentation must somehow or indirectly answer the tasks that are given. So those tasks are just your pointers guiding you to the entire strategy that you need to come up with. So you can see at the beginning of the brief, it says, you have recently been employed as the new digital marketing strategist for Single Punch. You need to formulate a digital marketing strategy that will raise awareness in drunk driving and reward the youth customers who drink responsibly. Conduct a thorough research that will inform your strategy and answer the following questions. So your presentation must answer the following questions, but you're not doing in the same way you do your assignment. You need to come up with slides. For example, maybe in your first slide, you can introduce yourself, you introduce the summary of what you're going to do. You sort of give the audience an action plan of what is it that you're going to achieve in your presentation. After that, you then identify the trends of drunk driving in South Africa, and the focus must be on the youth. Once you've done that, you then move on, you identify key competitors.
Can you please rewind the strategies, the examples of strategies you have just said?
Unfortunately, I can't do that at the moment because we are now going back to what we did on Tuesday. And it becomes monotonous because there were students who attended a session on Tuesday. Or maybe let's wait until I upload the recording for Tuesday. You go through the brief on that recording. Then if you've got any questions, you then raise those questions in class next week. Is that okay?
Okay. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I can't repeat Tuesday's class, guys, especially to those who did not make it to class last week. So there will be, I'll upload the link with all the information there. I would love that today we proceed with today's business. But if there are any queries related to the F3, do not hesitate to raise that in class. I always prefer that you raise those queries in class so that I address them at once. We discuss those queries together. Just like now, Lesedi has helped you. It means that someone understood how you guys need to do F3. So there are no limits to how you're going to present. Even if you choose not to use any presentation software, be it PowerPoint or Prezi, you just want to present without anything, you can do that. But at the end of the day, you need to make sure that whatever that you are saying makes sense. So you are not limited. You can even use Word if you want to. But remember, you are also going to be marked for creativity, professionalism, and how you present.
Sir.
Okay. Lebo, are we together?
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you. Are we together?
Yes, we are. I wanted to ask, so we submitting that presentation to Go Campus? Are we submitting that presentation to Go Campus?
Yes, remember, you are going to see your marks in Core Campus, and all the marks have to be on the system. So you are going to get your marks on Core Campus. So after presenting at Flume, the head of digital strategy at Flume is going to share your marks with me. Then you guys are going to upload an e-copy of your presentation on Core Campus. So for example, if you had slides, you can simply convert those slides into Word, or just put your notes on Microsoft Word, on a Word format, and submit it on Core Campus. So all the notes that you should be given at Flume, you are going to find them on Core Campus. But remember, the submission week is between 16 and 22 September. So the e-copy that you need to submit on Core Campus, it has to be done before 22 September. So if you submit after 22 September, you'll be disqualified. You won't even be able to submit that copy of your presentation.
So, sir,
Yes.
We're going to write it in a form of presentation format and then upload it on Call Campus. Then go to Flume and present it.
No, you present, then you upload at Flume. You present at Flume, then you upload on Core Campus.
We're going to write it not in Word. Usually, we used to use Word to write our assignments. Ne? So now we're going to use like a presentation format.
I'm really not getting you, Tankis. What do you mean?
I don't know how to put this. Ne?
So
Okay.
you see the screen that I'm sharing at the moment?
Yeah, this is like
It's a PowerPoint, right?
Yeah, so my question is our answers, we're going to upload them on Call Campus as like this, like format in PowerPoint.
I don't know how you normally submit your assignments on Core Campus. I don't know if it allows a PDF or a PPT, which is PowerPoint, or it only allows Word, Microsoft Word. But you can still convert your PowerPoint. Like this screen that I'm sharing, I can convert these slides into Word.
Sir?
Yes, who is it? Lesedi.
So I think what he's trying to say is, because I also just want, now that you're talking about it, I want clarity on it. He's trying to say, are we, the assignment brief that we have on co-campus, are we following that and answering it as they want us to answer it in Word, like an actual assignment, and that's what we are going to submit on co-campus? And then we do the presentation separate, and we create a separate document for that, and then we're going to upload that also on co-campus? Or the only thing that we're doing is, are we converting the brief into the presentation, and the presentation part of it is what we are submitting? Or are we going to be submitting two documents? I think that's what he's saying. Answering the assignment as they want us to answer it, and the presentation itself separately.
All right. I'm on Core Campus at the moment. I just want to know, to see how you guys normally do it. Upcoming assignments, there's FA3. All right. I see that there's a rubric on Core Campus. So you are going to submit the same way that you normally submit on Core Campus, Lesedi. but here you'll be taking your answers from the presentation. So you are not submitting 2 copies. Once you have presented, you can get your answers that you used during the presentation and put them on Core Campus the same way that you do if you are submitting your normal F2 or F3. Then you are going to get your answers under those questions, under those answers that you fill in on Core Campus questions, as illustrated in the assignment brief.
So we are not submitting
the presentation.
No, so we are not submitting the brief and answering the questions as is. We are submitting the presentation, like taking those answers that we have that are stemming from the brief into the presentation, and we are submitting the presentation. We're not answering the brief separately.
Yes, you are not answering the brief separately. It's still the same thing. Remember, you are not going to say everything during the presentation because you've got only 5 minutes. But here on Core Campus, you can put your extra notes that are related to the presentation.
So adding on to the presentation.
Yes.
Okay.
But I'm going to show you guys, it's always easy when we are in class than doing things virtually. So it's always good when I've got Core Campus on screen on the projector, then I can show you how it's going to be done. So please remind me on Tuesday. Next week, we're going to have physical classes. Then we can discuss all the technicalities of this F3 assignment. Remember, this is the first time we're doing this. So there are going to be many technical or administrative glitches, but at the end of the day, it's going to be done. I just need to make sure that we are on the same page. Okay.
Understood.
I can hear you, Kia. The short one.
Sir, I had a question, but you already answered it.
What was the question?
About the separate documents.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
so
right.
I was gonna ask if like maybe you did your presentation, maybe using Excel, you just transfer what's on Excel to a Word document.
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
At the end of the day, guys, I'll be there when you are presenting, right? I will know what is it that you are doing in the presentation. So when it comes to allocating marks on Core Campus, I should be familiar with your presentation, like I'm always familiar with your assignments. And if there's anything during marking, I'll let you know. I'll text you, especially those on WhatsApp. Anyone else? Ntati, are we all good?
Not really, sir, but we'll discuss it in class. It's fine.
Yeah. All right. Can you start today's lesson then? Are there any housekeeping issues that you guys need to discuss before we start? Okay, I can't see any hand and I can't see anything on the chat, so we are going to start. Before we start today's lesson, did you guys have a look at what we are going to be discussing today?
No, sir.
Who said no?
It was me.
Okay, let's see. Let's hear others. Did you guys have a look at what we are going to be doing today Or does anyone have a clue what is it that we are going to be doing today?
I personally didn't have a look, sir. I usually go through everything we do after the class.
So I don't know what happened this time.
Isn't it lesson 92?
Yes.
Yes.
So when did you do lesson 91?
We did lesson 90 on Friday, if I remember. Who was I with on Friday? With Tankiso and Karabo. So, guys, the moment you realize that some lessons have been skipped, just know that it's combined. Lecturers from other campuses all normally do it that way. For me, whenever I am the one drafting the slides, I put all 6 slides per week, but some they don't do, they combine them. So we had lesson 90 on Friday. So if you see lesson 92, it means that it's both 91 and 92. As we can see, there will be lesson 93 and 94. But everything should be mentioned on lesson roadmap.
Okay, so
All right, guys, I need to emphasize and highlight this. The reason why lecture notes are put on core campus and those lesson plans, they are for you guys. They are not for me because I've got my own copies. The same with the brief. I have my own copies. I don't need to get them on core campus. So the reason why these slides are put on core campus is for you guys to read in advance so that when we meet for class, you know, we both know what is it that we are going to be discussing and we can be on the same page, because at the moment, you know, it looks like everyone is blank and I'm going to discuss with you guys something that you never planned for. So I strongly and highly encourage you guys to go through the slides before a lesson starts, especially next week. By Monday, you should be way aware of the things that you are going to be doing throughout the week, because as we discussed in class, I should be handpicking you guys to lead the lecture whenever we meet. So you must always come prepared. So on Tuesday, when we meet, just know that you might be handpicked to lead the class. So please do prepare in advance like I always do. This class is not only for me, it's for both of us. On Tuesday, I'm going to ask any of you guys to lead the class. So be very careful, especially the usual culprits. You know, you might be handpicked on Monday to lead the class. If slides have not been uploaded yet on Core Campus, let me know. If I have them, I can share those slides with you personally. But guaranteed on Tuesday, everyone is going to be a lecturer. Okay. Are we together, Lebo?
Understood.
Lebo, don't pretend as if your mic is no longer working. Are we together? Okay, cool. So today we are going to look at the online voice of a customer. You realize that this is a continued series on relationship management. We discussed a lot last week about relationship management in digital marketing. What is it that we did, guys, last week as a recap?
We did the 5 I's.
Okay, and what are those?
Identification, integration, integrity, personally. in individual. Yes.
You're saying 5 eyes and already you've started with a P, so I don't know where the P is coming from.
No, then in the individualization.
What are the other eyes? You mentioned individualization,
Identification, individualization, integration, reaction, integrity.
Okay. Thank you. So you need to be very careful of your 5 eyes there. We do not have interaction.
Say.
You're struggling to read it.
Yeah.
But we have interaction.
Interaction. There's interactions. I'm 100% sure.
All right. What else did we learn, did we discuss under relationship management last week?
Loyalty and certification, if I'm not mistaken.
Loyalty, yes.
And certification.
Let's hear from someone else. We are now tired of Tankiso's voice.
Yeah.
Or else I'm going to handpick you guys. Kia, what else did we learn last week?
Permission marketing.
Permission marketing, yes.
Yes.
Okay, what else?
We also went through the customer life cycle.
The customer life cycle, yes. What else? Kia, the second. Kia, have you been to class so far? I'm always confused between Kia and Makosazana. Was it Makosazana on Thursday when we had class at the beginning of the week? The lady who had earphones, was it Makosazana or Kia?
It was Kia.
Oh, okay.
No, I didn't have earphones.
Headphone.
The other one. The
Oh.
other.
It's me. It was me.
Okay. So guys, you realize that everything that we discussed since the beginning of the semester, when we met in class last week, it was all centered on the customer. How you need to initiate a long-term relationship with the customer. So here is I emphasize in class, we are looking at something that would last. You know, we are not talking about walk-ins, but a relationship that you can build with the customer, initiate permission-based marketing, manage the life cycle, have the 5 eyes of achieving extension and retention. But before I move further, I'd like someone to describe permission marketing for us.
Can I do it?
Yes, you can.
So permission marketing has components. The components are, it's either you opt in or opt out, and it's giving permission about signing in and giving out your permission details on an online platform or brand platform. Its advantage is they have a tangible community from submitting customers' information through their platform, and when you have to enter details, it enriches the brand database.
Okay, that's correct. So permission-based marketing, you know, it is central to nowadays activities. If you look at newsletters, if you look at SMSs, subscribers or customers themselves, they give brands permission to receive content or to receive offerings from the brand. So you actually know that the people that you're engaging with are still like they are people who are alive, rather than just using a celebrity or using affiliates, not knowing whether that message that message or product is going to reach the actual target or not. So permission-based marketing is actually the customers volunteering to give out information, to initiate a relationship with you, that they want to engage with you at any stage of the relationship. They can opt in, of course, and they can also opt out. Karabo, welcome to the class, and you are very late. Do you have water excuse today? Karabo, can you hear me? Okay, so we continue the series of relationship management. Today, we are going to look at the online voice of the customer. So at the end of the lesson, you should be able to measure the voice of a customer in digital media. We already discussed at the beginning of the year what digital media is, and there are 3 types of digital media. Are you guys still aware of the 3 types of digital media? Tati?
So I'm not sure, but I think one of them is owned media.
Yes, so we spoke about earned media, owned media, and paid media. So those are the types of digital media. And we realize that those types of digital media can also be linked or intertwined with other forms or other aspects of digital marketing. As I've always said, that the concept and the practices that you find in digital marketing are interlinked. So you never find something that occurs in silo on its own, you know. So for example, with celebrity endorsement, you can use paid media, you know. You pay Casper Newvest so that you use, or so that you reach out to his followers or his viewers. So there is a concept of paid media there, because that media belongs, that medium belongs to Casper Newvest, but at the same time, you're also paying Casper Newvest so that you get access to his audience. So you also need to be able to differentiate customers by value and engagement. So these the key areas that you are going to be looking at as this lesson progresses. How do you hear the voice of a customer online, guys?
So can I guess? I think it's through engagement.
And how through engagement, how?
On the reviews.
Reviews. Okay, we've got reviews. What else? How do you hear the voice of a customer online? Through reviews. Anything else?
The comments that they leave on your social media post.
Okay. Social media post comments. What else?
Do ratings fall under reviews?
Ratings. Okay. Let's hear how.
Okay, sir.
Guys, what's the difference between ratings and reviews?
Okay, I can see they work hand in hand. Sometimes you can leave the ratings, and then sometimes you can also comment. It will depend on how the product satisfied you. That's how I'm thinking. Yes.
All right, the ratings can be in a form of a scale. You can be asked to give like 5 stars or 2 stars, or can be asked to give out of 10 and stuff like that. Then reviews, it will be a more detailed feedback where you actually are reviewing the product or even the experience. You know, you do not only review the product. Sometimes you can also review the entire customer journey. You know, from awareness, we've done all the process of customer journey to purchase and consumption and to disposal of the product. Another way where you can get the voice of a customer, you guys mentioned reviews, you mentioned comments, you mentioned ratings, you mentioned, what else did you mention?
That's all.
That's all.
So, I don't know, but can I take a guess?
You have been guessing a lot, thank you. Eh?
Okay, so
okay, let's hear your opinion. Let's hear your thought.
Okay, so for example, let's say I have social media platforms. Like for example, do you know Twitch?
Twitch?
Well, yeah, I think I
don't know Twitch.
Okay, it's like YouTube lives.
Okay.
Yes, whereby you can engage with your audiences, sometimes voice to voice, and then sometimes they can comment on your live. That's how I think you can also hear your...
It's still under comments then. Like when you've got a live post, then people are commenting as it is live.
All right, sir.
What about hashtags? Can you hear customers' voice through hashtags?
Yes.
How, Ntati?
Usually when you use a hashtag, you're about to say something about whatever's affiliated with the hashtag. So the customers will likely be giving their opinion on the brand or the product through using the hashtag.
Even if that hashtag wasn't started by a customer. For example, if there's a hashtag that says clicks must fall, would you get a voice of a customer in that hashtag?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, what about mentions?
Please repeat that, sir.
What about mentions where you are tagged as a brand?
Yes, those as well.
Okay,
and also
customer
calls and surveys as well.
Calls and surveys, yes, correct. How come I feel like you've got a textbook near you, Ntati?
No, I'm only thinking about them now.
Okay. All right, guys. So before we start talking about measuring the voice of a customer in the digital media, I just wanted you guys to get a sense of what is it that you can determine and evaluate and say this is the voice of a customer. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to measure the voice of a customer if you don't know how or where you can listen to that customer. So online voice of customer measures are useful for reviewing customer segments online. And you know what a segment is, right? Anyone who doesn't know a segment? Okay, I assume everyone knows. So another useful approach is the intent satisfaction survey, where the reasons for why a customer is visiting a site are compared against their success in completing tasks and their satisfaction ratings. Net Promoter Score is a key online voice of customer measure for advocacy. The ultimate question is, would you recommend us? In practice, consumers are asked, would you recommend the brand or company X to a friend or colleague? Answered on a scale 0, not at all likely, and 10, extremely likely. Have you been through that as customers?
Yes, sir.
Because one or the other, what we are discussing here, it also has to be realistic. It has to be something that you have come across as a customer. You know, have you ever recommended someone to a brand after being asked on a site or on a social media hangle that would you recommend us? Or you guys only do that so that you get scores or you get discounts or promotions? Like on Uber, where it says if you invite someone, you are going to get the first 50 rand. Why would you recommend someone to a brand? That's what I'm asking.
Because I was satisfied with their service or product.
Okay, so would you voluntarily recommend someone without an incentive?
And sometimes it can be through the discounts. For example, King Bolt. Bolt for first users, they give them like up to 50% discount. And then you can also gain them through sending your code of Bolt.
That's true.
Yes.
Then would you recommend someone to come and study at Boston?
Nope.
Let's say you are saying nope. Why? And why are you at Boston if you can't recommend someone to come and study at Boston?
I think, to be honest, when you apply at Boston, you are told about a different Boston that you experience when you actually start learning there.
Exactly.
Like we were promised heavens and stars. And now that we're studying at Boston, it's just like how?
So now you are getting thorns, is that what you mean?
Yes, thorns and apricot trees.
I really wish you could expand and elaborate on that one, because that's one way, you know, I can improve, especially if I'm part of that thorn.
Let me give an example, sir. Like, I think the only thing that, okay, let me speak for myself. The one thing that really keeps me going when it's studying at Boston is because I really enjoy my major. And it's actually something that I...
Media law.
Yeah. No, digital marketing.
Okay.
And for instance, I think a lot of us are struggling to even get into places where we can get actual experience, because you practically won't be able to graduate without that experience. And when you applied at Boston, you were guaranteed that you would be helped and placed in a place where you can get real time experience. But now we're just given the forms and we're supposed to go out. Listen, it's not that we want to be spoon fed, but we were told that, and that's what you expected. And now we're just given the employee evaluation forms and we're told to go look for a place on our own.
Okay, but that's the experience that you can get everywhere. Even I've been at UJ, you know. At the end of the day, you know, opportunities are very scarce out there for everyone, be it at Boston, be it at Vegas, Rosebank College, and stuff like that. So, thank you. So you've got your hand raised up. I'll come back to you. So there are no guarantees, let's say, that Boston is going to practically give you an opportunity. But I do get what you are saying.
That's what I mean. So we were told that you would get that assistance, like you were guaranteed that you would be placed in a place. That's what we were told.
Okay. That you are agreeing with Lesedi?
Say.
Yes, I am.
Say.
Yes.
I fully and completely agree with Lesedi. Like
So you
they,
studied
they,
Boston
they
because you
also
don't
told me that when I
you.
was at Boston Media House and at my previous at my previous school, like on our first day, they told us that they're going to give us forms of practicals where we can just go there and do our practicals. Ne? And then they did give us practicals. But when I came to Boston, uh like nothing like that is happening. And another thing there, for example, radio and film students, they give them practical at schools. There's a practical room for radio, there's a practical room for studio, for TV students. What about advertising students, and what about peer students? Also, what about us, media student, digital digital marketing student? Though we do love the modules we're majoring in, but then they can't keep their promises. I can say that.
Okay. I've
Yes.
always before I went to Boston, I've always known Boston as an academic institute associated more with radio. You know, I didn't know that they've got digital marketing, and even your course, the name of your program, it actually says diploma in media practices, if I remember very well. So they are more into radio. Maybe that's why they specialize more into radio, and they are still mapping industrial partnerships like we are doing with Flume. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe after these presentations, you know, the head of digital marketing at Flume can handpick one of you guys. So that's part of the exercise. You know, it's exposing you guys to the industry. But as I said, it can never be guaranteed. And as you are still discussing Boston, we need to link it to permission-based marketing. You opted in to come and study at Boston. And now the experiences that you're getting at Boston as Boston customers are not the one that you expected. So why are you not opting out?
We're already here, sir.
So you can't get out. Once you're in, you're in.
Uh, for me, ne, for
What
me,
are mm-hmm.
for me, why I'm not opting out is because my first day was good. Like I had a good experience up until my second. Oh wait, up until my third day. Because last day I was doing TV and I used their equipments. For example, I used cameras. There's uh lightings. So now there's nothing like that. Kemasbonela. So I think as I said, like they fully focused on TV and radio students. Though our lecture is the best, Mr. Pitniku is the best otherwise.
You're just saying that so that I give you better marks. Thank you. So, all right, guys, I hear you. And the discussion that you are having at the moment, it's part of an online voice of a customer. So I'm trying to get your voices as Boston customers. Now I need to understand, because we discussed the Net Promoter Score, NPS, the one that says, would you recommend us? That's where this discussion stemmed from. So do you think you can still engage with a brand even when you are not happy? But the only thing that you could do is not to recommend that brand. Is that so as a customer? Because that's what I'm getting from you guys with regards to Boston. You can still study at Boston. You can't opt out even for other reason, even if you are not happy, but you wouldn't recognize anyone to study at Boston. Is it that so?
I will do it, no say. I will do it.
So
I
is
can.
it something that you do with other brands that you associate with, like Pick and Pay if it's retailer shops? Or, you know, your doctor, your general practitioner, you wouldn't recommend him to other customers, but you prefer to stay with him?
I mean, like Tankiso says, Boston is also more affiliated with television and radio. So because I'm not happy and we don't have the kind of attention that those students have, if someone were to be like, I want to do something in radio and television, I would recommend Boston because that's what their main focus is at.
Okay. All right. The actual score is calculated by separating the percentage of detractors. So you guys are actually detractors for Boston Media House. So those giving 0 to 6 and promoters giving 9 to 10. So you realize that once you're in the industry, you should also be able to measure the voice of the customer in the digital media. And TX mentioned something about the surveys. Yes, there are many companies that give services for surveys, like Enlighten. I don't know if you guys know Enlighten. You are paid to complete surveys online. And that's another form of measuring the voice of a customer in digital media. Do you think it is actually necessary to measure the voice of a customer in digital media? What about those that are offline? Let's hear your thoughts.
Say it is necessary because right now we are moving more like into the digital space. I mean, there's AIs now and stuff like that, so it's very, very important because a lot of businesses are gonna be conducted like online.
Okay, and as customers, are you willing to participate and to have your voice heard? Because it's a
Definitely.
challenge. I believe it's a challenge for many brands. The moment you receive an email that says survey, you skip it as a customer. Then how is a brand going to know your thoughts if as a customer you're not willing to have your voice heard? You as individual customers, do you ever participate in any form of surveys?
I personally do.
Okay, let's hear others. Last semester, you were asked to complete a survey at Boston. If I remember, I even pushed that content. Did all of you participate in that survey? Even after I pleaded and begged you? Lebo, you've been very quiet today.
I personally didn't answer the same.
These are some of the real life scenarios. You know, you can always have a theory or, you know, theoretical explanation or conceptual explanation of surveys. But in real life, you know, I feel like many customers, you know, they are not interested in completing surveys. And the only way someone can complete a survey or can even do a review, it will be someone who is not happy. You know, when you guys are happy with your clothes that you get from Shein, for example, do you leave a review for those clothes that it fits me nicely, this and this and that, or you only go there to give a poor rating because it doesn't fit well or it has got poor quality? Let's hear from those who shop from Shein.
I mainly fill in my reviews and stuff on Shein because you get discounts for doing that.
Oh, so you do that for the sake of discounts?
Yeah, not entirely. Also because I'm happy with the product or I'm not happy with the product. But either way, when you take a picture of your product and you write a comment or a review, you get discounts on that.
Okay. I had a hand up.
It was me, sir.
Okay, let's hear you.
So say, out of 100 let's say 100 people, as a brand or a business or company, there's like a big possibility that we can make out of 100 that we can make 70 people to 80 to write that surveys, because writing that surveys, they're giving you a direction on how you can formulate your strategies. Okay, so I think you can do a survey and then give your customers that filled up the survey a certain price, not a big price, but then a price that will make them do the survey, that will motivate them to do the survey. Some companies don't give us that.
Yeah, so most companies are really, really desperate to hear the customers' voices because they recognize the relevance of having that data, of knowing what is it that companies are that customers are thinking about them. So realize even a take-a-lot, once you get something, a take-a-lot, you can receive an email saying that you could be one of the people who can win a 1,000 rands voucher if you complete the review, if you go and do a review on the product that you have purchased. So it's not only take-a-lot, there are lots of brands that are doing that because they realize the value of measuring and getting the voice of a customer, especially in this era of digital age. Even if you shop offline, you go to KFC, on the receipt, or you go to Game or to Macro, on the receipt, you can always see something that incentivizes you as a customer to give a rating or to do something in order to claim a voucher or some codes, because I believe brands are actually realizing the value of measuring the customer's voice in the digital media. So at the moment, most of them would rely on surveys as well as customer reviews. So as you are saying, Tanki, so using a scale of 100 people, after surveying as many customers as possible to make it representative and show that you are listening, you need to work backward to determine which aspect of the experience of interacting with a brand creates a promoter or a detractor. So you've got those who advocate for a brand, and you also have those who wouldn't advocate for a brand like Mercedes views on Boston. Does it make any sense?
Yes, sir.
So that's it about measuring the voice of a customer in digital media. Then we've got an exercise which is on page 265. I don't know if you guys, you have your textbooks there.
So say,
Yes, thank you, so.
I understand we're not on traditional, we're on digital.
Yes.
Finding out the voice of the customers in digital world. Let's say you have customers in tradition world. So how are you going to measure their voice?
So you mean, what do you do with offline customers?
Yes, they are measuring their voice, measuring their reviews, knowing about them.
Yes, you know, since there's digital transformation, many businesses are transforming. But long ago, there used to be a suggesting box. I don't know if you have come across that in your areas. Do you know a suggesting box?
Sometimes, I only saw the suggestion box at the clinics
At the clinics.
only.
Okay, that's part of hearing the voice of a customer at the clinics or the police station or the post office.
Mm.
If you go to Pick and Pay, I've seen many Pick and Pay outlets. When you are about to approach the kiosk, you know, where you pay when you've got less items, you know, not in a basket, there's always a board there where you leave some comments. Like there are some papers that you get from the manager, and you leave some comments there. Have you ever come across that?
I haven't, but I understand.
Okay, yeah, it is there, but you know, nowadays digital technologies give brands, you know, better tools to get accurate voices and to get things at scales, you know. Imagine if you are a spa in a specific location and you need to hear the voice of a customer. It will be within that location. But with digital tools and digital technologies, you can always do things at scale. You know, you can always hear as many voices as possible, measure as many voices as possible. You know, instead of only measuring the geographical area of Sentin or of Johannesburg, you can actually do that at scale and measure the voices, even those that are hidden in Cape Town. Then are you guys on page 265?
Yes, sir.
Can you please can you please go through that case study about how car manufacturers use loyalty-based segmentation? It's not only car manufacturers. Insurance companies are also doing that. You know, you get rewards in form of fuel or in form of services or maintenance. So I want you guys to go through that case study. Then we are going to discuss it in class, but these are some of the questions that you guys need to go through when engaging with that case study about car manufacturers. Okay. So how do we then differentiate customers' value and engagement? A core approach to relationship marketing is to focus our limited resources and marketing activities on the most valuable customers. Do you agree with that? If you're representing a brand or if you're running a brand, would you only use your limited resources and marketing activities on the most valuable customers and leave everyone out?
So can you please repeat the question?
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes.
You said you are into photography, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, and do you have what I would call the most valuable customers to you, or everyone is a customer to you?
What is a valuable customer first? Can you please explain it?
That's what I'm asking you. Do you have the most valuable customer, or everyone is a customer to you?
Loyal customer or valuable customer? Like, valuable customer are those people who, when they have
Who
to
gives
think of
value to your
opportunity.
brand? You can have a loyal customer who is loyal to you, but cannot always get products from you, hence affecting your revenue. Then you've got the valuable customer who brings value to your company through purchases
Oh,
or through referrals. I can be loyal to Mercedes-Benz, but
yeah,
I don't.
they are there, say.
Okay. So then, would you use your limited resources to only focus on the most valuable customer, or you would focus on everyone who is a potential customer?
To potential customers.
Yes. Kia,
Yeah.
you do music. Let's hear you. Your fans. Do you have the most valuable fans, or everyone is a
Yes,
fan?
I do say there are some people who, they even DM me saying, I just listened to your new drop, and then when I go live, they engage. It's all about like the engagement of them and supporting everything that I do.
Okay. So what matters here, it's a relationship. Remember, we are discussing relationship marketing. So within the online customer base of an organization, there will be customers who have different levels of activity or engagement with online services and purchasing. And a key part of customer relationship management strategy. Remember last semester, we spoke about CRM, customer relationship management. So a key part of your CRM strategy is to define measures that indicate activity levels and then develop tactics to increase activity levels through more frequent use. So that's how you would maintain a long-lasting relationship with customers. Then another key metric, in fact, the key retention metric for e-commerce sites like Takealot refers to repeat business. The main retention metrics that influence portability are repeat customer base, a number of transactions per repeat customer, and repeat per transaction of repeat customers. I think at the beginning of the lesson, if not of the year, if not this class, maybe it's my other marketing class, we discussed the difference between a customer and a consumer. I don't know if you guys know the difference between a customer and a consumer.
The difference between customer and the consumer.
Yes, are they the same?
Are they
No.
not?
So what's the difference?
A customer
I
is the
thought they were the
person.
same.
You thought they were the same? Well, your colleagues
Yes, sir.
are saying they are not the same. So let them discuss and explain to you why a customer and a consumer is a different concept. Let's say you were saying something.
They're not the same. A customer is the person that buys the product, purchases it, and then the consumer is the person that uses the product. For example, a mother that has an infant, the mother would be a customer because she goes to the shop and buys nappies. But the consumer is the baby because the consumer is the one that uses the product, not the mom.
Okay, I think it's been explained in a very, very clear way. Do you understand that, Kia?
Yes, sir. I understand now.
So what she means is that you do not necessarily consume everything that you buy, right? So whoever uses it, it's a consumer, and whoever gets it at the stall is a customer. Karabo,
Okay,
are you
sir. Say,
Yes, thank you, so.
let's say I'm a customer, ne?
Mm-hmm.
Then use the
You like
product.
using ne? I'm
Say,
listening. You like using ne?
okay, let's say I'm a
That is Zulu
customer.
way. Mm-hmm.
Ish. Let's say I'm a customer and
Yeah.
then use the product. Am I both the customer and consumer at once, ne? Ish.
Yes, you can be both. What language is ne? Is it Zulu or it's just a South African emerging language?
It's my language alone.
No, I've heard ne from many people like Marane. So I always wonder if it's Tswana or it's Zulu. Thank you. So there are many situations where you can be both a consumer and a customer. Like when you go to the stores to buy something that you are going to use yourself, then you are a consumer and a customer. But there are also scenarios where you are just a consumer, especially most of you guys are dependent. You eat the bread that has been bought by your parents. So it means your parents are customers and you who eat the bread are consumers. Makes sense? Does it
Yes,
make
sir.
sense? Thank you. Okay,
It
and
does, ne?
this can always drag further. You know, there are also three roles that customers play. You know, you have got a payer, you have got a buyer, and you have got a user. So when coming up with a CRM strategy, you need to consider all this. Who is it that you want to engage with? Who is it that you want to build a relationship with? Do you want to build a relationship with a consumer, the one who is going to use the product, or you want to create a relationship with a customer, the one who is going to buy a product? In a scenario that Lesedi said of a baby and a mother. So a baby is the one who is going to use formula milk or nappies. Do you want to have a relationship with the baby or you want a relationship with the mother? So those are things that you guys need to, I'm not going to give you the answers. You need to use your common sense. You need to use your thinking capacity to weigh these things because you are going to come across these scenarios, you know, whereby the experiences of a consumer can outweigh the experiences of a buyer. It happens to you in most cases. Think about the scenario where your mother or your father buys clothes for you as a consumer. Would you have that good experience with that? They said your mom buys you a long dress or a typical 1954 dress. Whose experience matters here? I know you guys
Um,
will have a problem with that. That's why
Say,
you'd rather be given money to go and buy something like that you like than your elders getting something for you, right?
yes, I think it depends on the market base. Like at my age, usually I'd say the business would focus more on what the youth is wearing and all of that and what we are interested in. So they would have to focus on building a relationship with me rather than my mom as
Mhm.
say,
Yes. So what I'm trying to say is that this is not straightforward. Measuring the voice of a customer is not would not yield the same results depending on the situation, especially if you bring in the concept of a consumer and a customer. You know, if you
but
measure the value of a mother, for example, who loves the Huggies brand, but that Huggies brand is reacting badly on the child's skin,
oh, thank you.
right?
Say,
Mm-hmm.
me, I think as a brand, but though it depends, I think as a brand you have to to focus more on the customer and the consumer at once. Because, for example, let's say I'm buying a gift for my dad, ne? Let me
Yes.
say, yeah, ne? And then it's a watch. He
Yes.
doesn't know about the gift I'm going to buy for him.
Mm-hmm.
So as a customer, I'm going to make sure that okay, he likes this and this and this and this. So at least this watch has thing it has the benefits he likes.
Yes.
Then when I give it to him, he's obviously going to appreciate it because I already know him.
All right, I get you. Here's another example. You guys were saying something about Boston, right? Lesedi, I'm coming to you. And chances are that you guys do not pay your school fees, right? You are just consumers. There is a customer who actually makes a transaction and pays Boston. So when hearing the voice of a customer, who must Boston listen to? The one who is paying your school fees or you who is actually attending class?
Me, who's actually attending class, because I have the influence to tell my mom that I don't want to be at Boston anymore, and she would stop paying, and I change schools.
Okay,
So in this
What
case,
if your
Boston
mom
would
is
have
so
to
in
listen.
love with Boston brand, you know? And she'll be like, go and humble funda. Humble
No,
funda uzuqede.
okay,
it
listen.
depends. I mean, there are parents like that, obviously. Then in that case, Boston would have to focus more on the parent. But in most cases, it's the consumer, me, who's consuming the information Boston is giving, which is teaching in this case, because I can tell my mom that I'm not happy with their services at Boston, and she would go to Boston to inquire about that. Already, that's an unhappy customer. So I think more so the consumer in this case.
Okay.
Listen.
So that's the exercise, guys. I'm just trying to show you that, sometimes it's not straightforward. The textbook can make it look straightforward, but there are many scenarios whereby you need to focus on the consumer or you need to focus on the customer, and sometimes you need to focus on both. But what you are raising, Lesedi, that a consumer can also influence a customer. That also matters. Thank you. So you wanted to say something.
Okay, listen, let's say your sister was at Boston Media House, ne, and she was paying for herself, which is she was a consumer at the same time she was a customer. Ne. So and then she was also doing digital marketing, and the school benefited her so well. Like she's great now. She's a manager of a big company. Mommy, are you listening?
Mm-hmm.
So in that term, ne, uh ish, I don't know how to put this question now.
Put it in Pedi. We can hear
Ish.
you.
No, okay, Sheval said, ne, obviously, sale grand, a manager la company grand, ne. And nowhere, na se ba wisara usuta ka mentality different go na. Skela se a se ruta, sna in. More as sister lao, let's say, 3 years ago. Control.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the consumer is going to like force you until you're done so that o tlo kgona go ba benefited le wena in the next coming future.
That's why
Did all of you hear Tankiso?
Sir?
Kia, did you hear Kia the short one? Did you hear Tankiso?
Please repeat. I don't quite get it.
Yo, nna ke tlo bua ka Sesotho monna. I
You
will
are on the
explain
move.
it. Eish. Yo, okay, ne. Let's say Firi, sister la gago le tswa ko Boston Media House in customer, consumer, because she was paying a school fees for herself, and then she was consuming the lessons, and then in the next 3 years usale grant. Then when after that 3 years, ukeleza ko posting media house
As a sister.
as a younger sister.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Continue.
As a younger sister. And then ke nna ko gafelang school fees. Obviously, ke tlo batla gore o qete o push so that you can also be benefited. As le nna ke bile benefited ke scale. That's why I'm saying as a brand,
But
as a
who would be paying for the younger sister now? Because the older sister was paying for herself.
that older sister, because she's working now.
Okay.
That's what it
So now,
depends.
with your example, let's say you say that you're not happy at Boston. Would you pay for your little sister if you could afford to study at Boston?
That's why I say so it depends. In this case, Tankisu says I'm basically following in my elder sister's footsteps. She also did digital marketing. I'm also doing digital marketing. But we're not the same. Things change, times change, lecturers change. And what if I am not happy with the service that she was happy about?
Okay, yeah. So customer support also change, guys. You
Yes.
can get a laptop at Dell or at HP today, but it's not going to be the same experience that another customer is going to get. So what you are saying is relevant. I get you on that one.
It makes sense.
Okay,
Yeah,
guys,
makes sense.
is there anything that you'd like to discuss on getting the voice of an online customer?
All clear, sir.
All clear? Are we all good?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to handpick those who are quiet. Kia, you are always quiet. Are you all good? Kia, Lebo, and Karabo. I didn't hear your voices today.
I'm good, sir.
You are good, Karabo? Yeah, Karabo is that kind of a person who would leave his teams on and go to the shop as if he's in class and is not in class. We know those types. Okay, guys, that's it. And tomorrow morning, remember I've got a class tomorrow at 8:15. I don't have to wake you up, guys. We've got a class tomorrow in the morning. Last week, there were only 2 students. So I'm hoping to have many students tomorrow. Lesedi, are we together tomorrow?
Yes, sir.
So we are going to look at lesson 93 and 94. And I'd like you guys to peruse through the slides on Core Campus so that when we discuss, the lifetime value modeling, the one that we call LTV, you guys should be able to know what we are talking about. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Are there any questions for everything before we close today's session?
Nope.
No, sir.
Yeah, the short one. Okay, that's it, guys, for today. We are going to meet tomorrow, and thank you so much for your participation and for attending the class. It was actually better today than other days, so I greatly appreciate that.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, have a good one. See you tomorrow morning.
See you tomorrow, sir.